Please accept our apology. David and I have no idea if there is a Final 3 or Final 2 this season. David mistakenly repeated something he thought Probst had said. Again, we're very sorry.
You just downloaded the show that was nominated Best Entertainment Podcast of 2013, only to be beaten by The Walking Dead. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. We're just two best friends talking about this show we love, Survivor. I am Dwayne, and my best friend is David. How you doing tonight, David?
Let me just tell you how I'm doing, because I told you earlier today that I had a tiring day. I was probably going to go off my soda fast and binge on a whole 2-liter before we started just to make sure I was awake. And I told my wife, and she said, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
She goes, you've been too good. She goes, just go look at your little videos and read your little notes, and you'll be fine. And let me tell you something. I feel wired right now. I don't know why, but I think it's this season. I know. I think it's this season and the fact that we don't know any of these people.
I know. It's awesome.
And it's really what's making me up for this. So I'm really, really glad to be here, Dwayne. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, on our little podcast. Hey, you tell your wife we were nominated for Best Entertainment Podcast last year.
And she'll say, where's the trophy?
Yeah. Your little videos and your little notes. So you have been not drinking sodas?
I cut out soda over 3 weeks ago, yeah. Probably almost a month ago now.
Oh.
Which for me is amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That I'm still awake is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, tonight is our full cast assessment. As you know, we've already done a Who the Heck Are These People episode the day they were announced. That's right. We did a Who the Heck Are These People?
We were the first name D&D that put out a
Yes.
Who the Heck Are These People?
Somebody else might have had a little pre-knowledge or something. I don't know, but we almost were out first. But anyway, and that one's had a lot of listeners. That's a really well-listened to episode. And this one, we will have watched the videos and everything like that. Of course, David and I drafted Team David and Team Dwayne for our Survivor Fantasy Challenge, which is different from our fantasy pool, which is really more of a fun office pool than a fantasy pool.
Yeah.
And David and I gave you all of the scoring and everything like that. If you want to get a friend and do a Survivor Fantasy Challenge with one or two friends, we have the scoring method for you. And so David and I each have a team of survivors. And so tonight on our full cast assessment, we are going to, for each one of our own players, tell you how and why they could win. Right? And then I am going to tell David why and how his will not win.
Stop saying why. You're killing me with your why.
I pronounce words correctly, David. Really? You're going to just call me out in front of all our viewers and listeners?
They're sitting back there saying, did he just say it the way I think he just said it?
Yeah. They're like, Joshua won't even respond to me. I'll go, what are you talking about? He'll go, Did you just say something to me, Dad? Because I do not know what that word is.
All I felt was a breath of air coming out.
Yeah. WH. WH is what? Anyway, they don't care about that. It's a habit now. I do it, Anyway, where was I? So we're going to defend our team, and then, like, for example, David's going to say Bryce can win, and this is how he can win. And I'm going to say this is why Bryce won't win. And then after we have our fun with that, then we're going to, actually talk about them. And if I really like Bryce, I'll say, yeah, I really like him. He could probably win, and stuff like that. But we're going to have fun with our teams while giving you the full cast assessment.
And like you said, if you get a friend and play, you listen to our feedback show, which is on Sunday nights, and we will go down all the points of who got points and all those scores. So you don't have to do any tallying. Just listen to our feedback show, and you'll get all the point results from that episode.
That's right. Of course,
so we'll help you.
Of course, that's during the season. We'll do that, of course. Mm-hmm. We are going to have a listener feedback show a week from tomorrow, which is Thursday, at 7 p.m. That's Thursday. What date is that? February 13th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you have to have your feedback in by 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Just go to our website, hit the feedback tab, or hit the green bar on the right and record your voice, and we'd love to hear it. We will give you the 10 predictions questions of predictions that David and I will be giving you next week, and we will give you those at the end of the podcast tonight.
And they'll be on our Facebook page later tonight and on our website probably tomorrow.
Yes. So Cass is watching us on YouTube. She's not allowed to talk about the show. She's here. And I think Tony might be watching. So they're on a, as Cass wrote, I think Tony and I are on a cyber date. If they start fighting on our YouTube page while we're doing this podcast, that's going to be very distracting. So y'all just control yourselves. Do not.
You want to talk about that now, or are you going to talk about it later?
No, we'll talk about it when they come up. But don't y'all start bickering on our YouTube page while we're doing this show.
I got something to say about that.
All right. So here we go. Full cast assessment. Now, David, we have determined how we are going to pick which survivor we are going to talk about first, second, etc. Why don't you tell everybody how we're going to do that?
I'm going to go into the SCA vault and ask it to give me a name. And the first name...
All right, so this is the first person about whom we're going to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, I did say about whom we're going to speak. Are you going to mess with me about that too?
Why not start this conversation off? I'm letting it go.
All right, go ahead.
Why not start this conversation off with the person who started off the draft?
Oh, LJ.
LJ.
All right, hold on. I got to go to
my
LJ.
My friend LJ. He's not my friend, but he's not yet. Yeah, but he's.
I wish he was your friend.
He's the horse whisperer.
All right, hold on. Here's LJ. I have to go through my papers and pick out LJ.
Yeah, I do too.
We have LJ.
Actually, I got like 3 sets of notes.
Handsome man, Mr. LJ. All right, David. So we've got LJ. How do you think LJ's going to do? He was your first round pick. I'm sorry. He was your first round pick, and he is on the Beauty Tribe.
I'm still looking at my LJ notes. Hang on.
What?
There he is. There he is. Sorry.
This is funny because I know I keep interrupting you. This is awesome. This is great because there's someone watching us tonight that is sitting in wherever she's watching going, yeah, y'all are wrong. Yeah, hey, maybe you're right. And she can't say anything about it. But she's, everything we're saying, she knows whether we're right or wrong.
And she's laughing.
Yeah. The whole thing. I told her she'd laugh the whole thing. All right, go ahead.
The reason I picked LJ was because I think he's a triple threat. I think he's probably easy on the eyes for some of the women that are going to be out there. He looks brawny. He looks definitely big. And I think he's strategically smart. He meets one of the main goals of people that go on Survivor in that dealing with the elements. And he even talks about that, how he's always been an outside person, and he's always had to deal with that. He's not going to have any problems with that, which is, we'll see. But I just think he looks like a very calm-natured person, easy to get along with. He probably would rather deal with animals than people. But he just seems like the type. He just seems so relaxed. He just seemed like he's not worried about anything. He's not going to be hurt about anything, but he's just going to play a very sly game. But I think his build and his mannerisms are just make him like a total threat.
Right. Well, he has an unfair advantage because if there's any animals in any of the challenges, he can talk to them. And that's just not fair, That's just he'll just go up to him and go.
Write that down. That's good.
I like him because he's a puzzle freak.
He's a puzzle freak. He's
everything. He's a puzzle freak, so he can do well on puzzle. So the question is, do you put the guy in the water? Do you have him run, or do you have him do the puzzle? And
I compare it back to Philippines. That was a great first challenge: the running to get oars, the paddling out to get the puzzle pieces or whatever they got out there, and then the putting together of the tower puzzle.
Yeah.
And to be honest, no matter what, I'd put him on the puzzle. If somebody wants to be the puzzle person, put him on the puzzle. He also played football in college, so he is a athletic dude. I mean, he's a threat.
And really, LJ's on a tribe of people that don't look unathletic. I mean, I don't think any of them are going to be, pulling a I can't swim thing or swimming backwards, swimming the wrong way type of stuff. I don't think we're going to have any of that. So, and we also don't have a Russell Swan on his tribe, who's going to put people in the wrong place.
Well, we have nobody that's going to stand out as an obvious leader because there's no returnees. You're right. So he could be one of those that does. I don't think he's going to step out in the beginning. But I even wrote down what you said. What do you have him do? Do you have him carry the weights, or do you have him do the puzzle?
Right.
So.
Well, looking at his tribe, I would think he would be the most logical choice of someone whom they would actually look to, because people have a tendency, if they don't want to lead, that they'll look to somebody else. They might actually look to him because he's probably he looks like he's older than everybody else.
He is the oldest with Jeremiah. They're both 34.
Yeah. So
yes,
Jeremiah.
That's exactly what I was pulling up with the age chart. Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So he's an outdoor guy. I wrote he's a puzzle freak. I like one thing he said. He will let others discover answers. That's a very good trait in Survivor.
Who does that remind you of?
Kim? Oh, wait,
Exactly.
no. Who was? Yeah, it was Kim, but there was somebody else who did that too.
Kim Spradlin did that a lot. She
Right.
let other people come up with choices and stuff, and that was really good.
Yeah, and Skupin talked about that a lot with us.
Yeah.
Whenever we've talked to him. So why? So do you have why he will win or why he will win?
I think why he will win will be because of his personality. I think that's going to get him really far. I think he's going to be very approachable. He doesn't seem to be brutish or not British, but brutish.
Hello,
or
I'm
someone that you
LJ,
can't talk to.
but I'm not British at all.
But I don't think the elements are going to affect him like they will some people. So I think he's going to be able to keep his self-awareness going on and just keep things together. So yeah, I would think he could do very well.
He was a.
You think he can't?
He was a good pick for you, I must admit. I was a little ticked off that you got that one.
No, I heard the podcast. You were pretty ticked.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you why he will not win.
Tell me why.
And I am. This is what's going to happen. All right, Jeremiah, Jeffra, and Morgan are going to take him out. He'll make it to the merge, and Jeremiah, Jeffra, and Morgan will have made it there with him, and they are going to take him out. So he'll be part of their alliance at the beginning. There's going to be a LJ, Jeremiah, Morgan, and Jeffra alliance. Alexis will kind of be the fifth person maybe, and Bryce will be not in it at all. But Jeremiah will make Bryce think he is, or one of the girls will, because Bryce probably will relate to the girls too. So that's what's going to happen. LJ is going to be a victim of the Morgan, Jeffra, Jeremiah attack.
You mean the Team Dwayne attack? I noticed that you have the Team David people 5th and 6th in that pecking order. That did not go unnoticed. This is going to be a long night if this is how you're going to be treating every survivor.
This is awesome. All right. Who does the SCA 9000 pick next? That is LJ, who we both like a lot, to be honest with you.
Another member of the Beauty Tribe.
All right.
Good. Alexis.
She's one of yours, so I got to bottom of my pile. You know what's awesome about doing yours first is I had to go by Morgan's picture every time. So let's see.
Alexis is a student. She's a psychology major.
Golly, there
and
she is.
She thinks she's going to be good in group dynamics.
I feel like I'm watching Alexis is a student and thinks she'll be good at dynamics. Like I'm watching a beauty pageant.
I'm kind of nervous about Alexis. I think she could quietly tag along and be a Natalie type player where she gets to the end with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think she's going to be one of those people affected by the elements,
right?
Affected by the lack of things that they're used to having on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to say this at the beginning, but a lot of this is going to come down to the first two challenges. If there's a bad luck, and we've talked about this, if there's a drop of something in the water, if there's something that just doesn't fit, somebody's going to get eliminated that probably could have gone a long way type thing.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen to the Beauty Tribe in the beginning, so I think she's one of those that if she can make it to the merge, she can be a quiet, I'll go along with you type person and work her way towards the end. I don't think she's going to be a leader, a big strategist.
No, I don't think she'll be a leader, no.
But if she can maintain her endurance, her strength, her character, her attitude through this whole thing, get to the end and work the group dynamic thing that she's talking about, I think she could be a threat to quietly get to the end.
Right. So she was your 7th round pick, so she's not one of your favorites, and she's on the Beauty Tribe. So you just told us how she could win, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was distracted because Kyosho said my English accent is terrible, and I just don't appreciate that. Cass wrote, "Save a horse, ride a cowboy." Cass is a feisty little woman, isn't she? Okay, so Alexis says she will flirt I predict she will try to flirt with Jeremiah. I mean, there's only really, 3 choices for her to, so Jeremiah or LJ.
Let me guess. But since Jeremiah is going to align with Team Dwayne member Jeffra, she will have no chance whatsoever.
Oh, no. Jeremiah will enjoy the flirting, and Jeremiah will take her under his wing, and they will spoon at night, and he will enjoy her beauty and all that goes with it until he boots her off.
Okay, so you think Jeremiah's going to be part of the pack that gets rid of Alexis, whereas I think Alexis is going to be in the group that gets rid of Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Boy,
Fair
this
enough.
whole Team Dwayne, Team David thing really makes us biased, doesn't it?
Oh, all of mine, except for one, are going to have a shot at winning the whole thing.
Of course. I mean, in all seriousness, why isn't she going to win? Well, because she's not in an early alliance. I don't think she's going to be an easy vote out. If the Beauty Tribe loses early, then she'll be one of the first ones out. Her and Bryce will be.
It's that first day alignment. If she doesn't get in the first day and they lose, you're right. She's one of those that could be picked off. She is. She's 21. She's one of the younger ones out there.
Yeah.
So yes, she's definitely in that position. Speaking of 21, speaking of the Beauty Tribe,
who's next?
Finally,
Morgan
one
or
of
Jeffra?
yours.
Jeffra?
Morgan.
Crud, I don't get to keep going by her picture.
I'll just sit it up there. I'm
Where
sure
the heck
Connie
is
won't
she?
mind if she comes in and sees Morgan's picture sitting up there the whole time we're doing this.
It's been on the fridge for a month. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, I put Matt the Beard's, Matt Bischoff's Christmas card on our refrigerator. And about last week, Connie goes, "Can we please take this down?" Of course, Matt's Christmas card had his wife in a bikini on the front, and all of his boys, and all that kind of stuff.
You know, I've never been to Ohio for Christmas.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I don't know why they were wearing bathing suits. 7th round pick for me is Morgan. She's on the Beauty Tribe. She's a really good friend of Colton's, who is a friend of ours, Colton Cumbie. And why will she win? Just look at her. She's just gonna be beautiful, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, we'll just take you along," because the guys want to look at her. That's all I can say.
Well, I think as soon as you come back to the podcast,
I mean, honestly,
I really think she's going to be another person really affected by the game and the elements itself.
yeah.
This game, to me, Survivor's made up of the elements, the opponents, strategy, and then yourself. And you got to conquer all 4 of those things to get through this. And I don't think she's going to get past the elements. Now, if she aligns with LJ, and Alexis does too, they could actually support each other and use him. You know, if that Beauty Tribe wins and gets around LJ, the outdoorsman, he could actually help these people get through this. And hopefully they don't turn on him at some point.
Well, they will, because remember, Morgan is part of the Jeffra, Morgan, Jeremiah, LJ
Team Dwayne group
alliance that will take her through to the end of the game. And so what will happen with Morgan, since I'm searching for ways she could win, is she will make it to the final 4 with those. They will get rid of LJ, but then she and Jeffra will get rid of Jeremiah, and Jeffra and Morgan will be at the final, and Probst will just say, "Jeffra, I don't know."
Here's what's going to happen. She's going to be the one to flip on Jeremiah and Jeffra.
There you go.
The other side's going to get win when she goes to them, and they're going to use her and Jeffra and Jeremiah to vote out Morgan.
Yeah.
That's why she's not going to win.
Okay, but
I don't know what it is. Go ahead.
Let me say one more thing. I still think that her Why I'm on Survivor was one of the best ones ever. The chance to experience a once-in-a-lifetime journey and to show everyone that just because I have huge breasts, that's not what she said, and a pretty face does not mean I am dumb. It just means I look better when I'm winning.
It's honest.
Some things are better just left red. All right, go on.
Now,
So why do you think she's not going to win?
I think she's going to make a bad move. I think she's going to make a bad decision and not get through. I mean, her friend is Colton. No offense to Colton, but she doesn't exactly have the best Survivor mentor to get her through the game.
You are
Sorry,
bad.
Colton. I love Colton, but you know.
Colton,
his track
Colton,
record.
remember, I'm your favorite. And now I'm really your favorite.
You're the new favorite. Yeah.
I'm the new favorite.
Now these chips are not glued together, stuck together, but I've picked another beauty chip.
Golly, that's 4 beauties in a row. Is it
I know.
Jeffra?
And I mix it up in between. It's still not Jeffra.
Who is it?
So it must be
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
All
Mr.
right.
Wake Forest Demon Deacons. I got to tweet with him last night. I was watching the Heels play. He was
Wait,
watching
wait,
Wake
wait,
Forest
what?
play.
You
Yeah.
tweeted with Jeremiah?
We were tweeting last night because he was watching Wake Forest get beat up by Duke. And I was watching North Carolina beat up on
Were you talking smack to Jeremiah?
no. Oh no. Actually
the
he
underwear
was
model?
I thought Wake Forest was going to hang with him because it was tied at one point, and he said, "No, Wake Forest is too young." And I said, "That's all right. Our date with Duke is coming as well, so
Yeah.
we'll get our beating."
So Jeremiah was my 6th round pick. He is in the beauty tribe. And some things I like about him, I like his accent. And seriously, people with Southern accents in this setting, in the Survivor setting, unless they're like rednecks, rednecks don't quite get looked on this way. But a good-looking guy like Jeremiah with a Southern accent and Southern charms, he's just like JT. He reminds me of JT. He's going to get along with everybody. And then basically he's going to get really far in the game, and then they're going to realize, oh my gosh, we let this guy who we all like so much get this far, and they're not going to be able to stop him. So that's Jeremiah. And of course he's in the Jeffra LJ Morgan alliance, the Team Dwayne alliance.
Team TW. There you go.
But I really like Jeremiah. So
I like Jeremiah. I think he's going to be one of the more popular players this season,
Yeah,
depending on how
absolutely.
far he lasts. However, I think his Achilles heel is that he's going to be too trusting of people,
well, he might
and it's
be.
going to
Yeah.
lead to his blind side. He seems like an awful nice person, and unfortunately those turn into too trusting of people.
Right. I was watching something the other day where, oh, forget it. I don't want to go into it. There was somebody on the show who was like completely trusting and it ended up messing things up. That's another thing. Now you've got to say why you just said you think he's going to be too trusting and he's going to.
I think he's going to be too trusting and get voted off.
All
Probably by the Alexis, LJ. Who's my other beauty?
Well, who do you think's going to be in? Who do you think's going to align together in the beauty tribe? I mean, since you don't like my Jeffra Morgan Jeremiah LJ. Now, okay, to be honest with you, David, if Morgan wasn't on my team, I would have said LJ, Jeremiah, Jeffra, and Alexis would probably be the alliance. That's probably the real alliance.
You know what's neat about what Alexis said? She quoted Mike in Cleveland in saying that women don't normally like each other.
Yeah, she wasn't quoting him, but yeah.
I know, but you know what I mean. But she, I mean, Jeffra, Alexis, and Morgan are 22, 21, and 21. How can those three not align?
Right.
I mean, they're going to know they need some male to join them. But, I mean, you never know. LJ and Jeremiah could be on the outside. Bryce could align with them.
Yeah.
I mean, he's closer in age to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he likes accessories,
Yes, he does.
to quote
We'll
him.
get to him in a minute.
All right, who's
Right
next?
now, we're going to leave the beauty tribe for a minute.
I don't believe
Go
you.
to the brains tribe.
Brains tribe. Uh-oh. Who we going to talk about?
Spencer.
Spencer. Spencer got in a little bit on it last night, too, on that Twitter thing. Spencer is on my team. He was my 3rd round pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the Brains tribe. When I first saw Spencer, I thought, I didn't know my son tried out for Survivor. I'm telling you. How old is he? He's 21, so he's just a hair older than my son.
Mm-hmm.
I put he's very analytical, which could help him in the game.
Right.
I think he's going to team up with David Garrett and Jatia and Tasha.
No, you're not being obvious, but please continue. And by the way, she's watching.
Who is?
The one you didn't mention.
That's because she's not going to team up with Spencer. She don't want to team up with some young whippersnapper who thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
It's all right.
Which is another thing that I want to say about him. Because he talked about blindsides and stuff, I think I'm going to get a lot of points from him by saying blindside every episode.
Yeah.
But I also think he probably will get blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he won't be the smartest person in the room, which is going to be odd for him. I don't know if he'll know how to handle that. Because I almost guarantee you, Jatia's probably smarter. Cass is most assuredly smarter. She has not only the smarts, but she has wisdom of an extra 20 years or so. And David's smarter. I would almost, well, maybe not, But J'Tia and Cass are definitely smarter than Spencer. So Spencer's probably going to have a little of an adjustment to do when he gets to camp, because he's not going to be the.
He might disagree with you on who's smarter.
And well, of course he's going to disagree with me.
Smarts are we talking? Are we talking survivor smarts? Are we
talking
smarts? Are we talking strategic smarts?
No, we're talking intellectual. He said he's used to having to talk down to people, right? So either he's going to get on this tribe and he's going to be like, oh, great, I can talk my normal self, and he'll embrace that, but I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll get in there and he'll be like, well, I'm still smarter than y'all, and I still have to talk down to you.
Okay. He is a real fan.
Even though he's on my team, I still feel that way.
He is a real Survivor fan.
Yes.
And I don't think he can go 39 days without being himself. And if he makes it to 35 days, he's going to be the one everybody wants to take to Final Tribal Council, because he's probably going to get on people and be the one that everybody wants to take because they know nobody's going to vote for him. Or nobody would want to give the know-it-all the money.
Right. So he's going to be someone's Philip.
Yes. I wouldn't call him a Philip. I still like him.
So you think he'll be Cass's Philip or David's Philip or Garrett's Philip?
I'm not making that prediction yet. He could be Cass's Philip.
Cass's little man slave.
You're baiting. Stop baiting. Stop it. We got a long night ahead of us. Come on.
Well, cougars. I've heard about them.
Can we go?
Yes, okay. We can move on.
Let's go back to the Beauty Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to finish
it. So we're done with him. Wait, did I say how I think he could win?
You said you didn't think he could.
No. I have to think he could win. He's on my team. So the way he's going to win is he teams up with David. I don't know how he's going to win. Forget it.
You said everybody but Cass is who he teams up with.
Yeah, everybody but Cass. Well, no, it's... Yeah, I guess I did, didn't I?
So then Cass goes and joins the Beauty Tribe and takes all of them out.
Okay,
Gotcha.
Okay. This is why. It's because, in all honesty, I don't think he's going to be in an alliance. I think that the alliance on the Brains Tribe. Oh, this is tough to say. Although now that I've kind of gotten a little glimpse into Cass's personality, I could be wrong. But I'm thinking J'Tia, Tasha, David, and Garrett kind of are the main four. And initially, Cass will be kind of. Well, she's not. We're not talking about her yet, but so Spencer will be kind of on the outs. So if he is in an alliance, he'll be the fifth wheel. We'll talk about Cass later. All right, let's move on. Who's next?
Going back to Beauty, finishing off Beauty, and talk about Bryce.
Going back to Beauty. Have we talked about all of them? Bryce.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's still two more. I guess one more after this.
We haven't talked about Jeffrey yet.
Jeffrey. Oh, forgive me. Okay.
She is my favorite.
Talk about Bryce.
Okay.
Bryce. It's really going to depend on what Bryce does in the season, which sounds like the most generic.
Really? It's going to depend on how he does in the season, David?
If he acts the way he talks about acting, is in if you give me mess, I'll give you mess. If you give me good, I'll give you good. He's not going to last very long.
Right.
You can't have the attitude. It's about getting along with people. It's about fitting in. It's about being one of the group until you have to get rid of the group. Now, I do think he's savvy enough that he can read people and talk to people in one face and then turn around and talk to somebody else in another face. But if he does too much of that in the beginning, he could be in trouble. So he's got to fit in immediately. He's got to find his place. And to be honest, if I was him, I would go to Jeffrey, Alexis, and Morgan.
Yeah.
And try to align with them. And if worse comes to worse, hopefully your tribe wins. If they don't, then you start knocking out the stronger guys.
Well, he doesn't come across as an alpha male, so he's not going to automatically click with LJ and Jeremiah. Certainly not LJ, maybe Jeremiah.
What I like about him was I get the feeling that he'll do whatever it takes to get to the next day. I really got that from him.
Yeah, I kind of like his whole attitude.
Mm-hmm.
He is confident in himself, knows what he likes, doesn't mind saying what he thinks, and really, if he's friendly and people enjoy him, then they'll get a kick out of that.
Right.
If he's mean to people, Colton's problem was Colton was mean to people.
Right. And people saw it, yeah.
If Bryce is nice to people and still kind of has the attitude and kind of has fun with people, then they'll like that.
Even when people give you hash, you still got to put on a fake face, and just deal with it. You don't want to get a Brandon Hand situation. But I think Bryce's biggest obstacle is going to be the elements. Right. I think dealing with the island situation, it won't be as comfortable as a suitcase going down the stairs, but it'll be tough.
Right.
So I think that could be his Achilles heel. But otherwise, I think he's savvy, and if he can maintain composure throughout the season and deal with the no food and the elements, he can be savvy enough to work his way to the end. He's just got to find that first day alliance.
Wait. You just said he could make it to the end? Oh yeah, you have to say that.
All of my team could make it to the end. Even the one I didn't pick.
Bryce was your 9th round pick. You got stuck with Bryce.
Okay, pick and stuck are two different things, but I'm kind of glad he was a steal. You watch, he's
he
going to
was
give
a
me
steal.
points. He was a steal. He was my second steal.
That's what his mama said. You need to take Bryce. He's a steal.
Are you ready?
No, I actually think I'm going to enjoy watching Bryce a lot. Hey, before we do the next one, I just want to remind people that if you want to support our podcast, you can do that easily just by going to our website, which is survivortalkwithdnd.com, and going to Amazon via our website and do your shopping for Amazon. Just click on any of the links, and whenever you shop Amazon through our links, we are an affiliate with Amazon, and so it gets us a little bit of a percentage, and you help support us. Or if you just want to give us cold, hard cash, there's PayPal buttons too. So, Cass, if you won, PayPal button waiting on you. All right.
Moving on.
Next person. Here we go.
We come to someone who had the most unique choice to make of her life of being a model or a nuclear engineer.
Oh, J'Tia.
Yes.
I like me some J'Tia. Hello, J'Tia. That woman's got a smile on her, let me tell you. What kind of drunk do you have to be to get a lizard tattooed on your thigh?
It's got to have a meaning.
It's got to have a meaning. All right, this is my fifth. She is my 5th round pick. Her name is J'Tia. She is a smart lady. I like her. She's smart and fun. I think she's going to be sassy. I think people are going to like her. I think she's going to be kind of the life, maybe not the life of the party, but let's look at the group there. Yeah, I think her and, well, I think she'll be fun. I think the ladies will enjoy being around her based on what we've seen and heard. So I think she'll click with the guys right off. And so why do I think she can win? Because I think she'll be no threat at the beginning, and she'll make it to the end whenever no one's looking. If she's going to win, that's how she would win. Okay, there you go. Okay. J'Tia. I like J'Tia.
I think she's going to be the first person to say it's too hot, as she admitted.
I thought you were going to say the first person voted off.
No.
Dude, we haven't made those predictions yet. Chill out.
Nope. I think she's going to struggle with the elements, but if they lose the first challenge, it's going to come down to who loses their cool first. Not saying it's going to be her, but she could be one that goes off. I mean, she even said she's going to be complaining. It's just going to be her. I did not get the sense that she's seen a lot of Survivor.
Right.
Didn't write down super fan or anything.
No.
So it'd be interesting to see. But it's relationships. Can she make relationships with people you may not want to, but you might have to? Like Spencer. If he comes across as Spencer, you still got to get along with him. You know?
See the problem with being a woman on Survivor, on a small tribe like this. Mm-hmm. I mean, J'Tia, Cass, and Tasha, if they lose that first immunity challenge, and they go to Tribal Council, it's almost guaranteed that a woman's going to go, unless one of the guys has just done something terrible. Because there's always the mentality of we got to keep strength at the beginning so we can win challenges. You know, I don't particularly agree with that, but that is generally the case. So I think J'Tia would be safe unless she just really blew it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your obvious choice would be the oldest one on the tribe, or the oldest woman, which would be Cass.
Well, if they lose and David or Spencer slip up in the challenge, there's your argument right there. It wasn't us.
Yeah.
It was one of those guys. And they go to Garrett. You know, Garrett's not. Even if he slips, they're still not getting rid of Garrett because he's just too strong. So.
You know what? And you bring up a good point. I don't even know if you meant to, but you bring up a good point because.
Thank you.
Yes. Well,
I never mean to bring up good points.
Yes. I am standing here in shock. No, I'm just kidding. That in order for them to get girls out, one of the girls has to flip.
Exactly.
I mean, flip per se. So really, boy, it could be interesting.
Then it could come down to the girls getting along.
Yeah.
If two of the girls immediately click and one doesn't, then they're ready to go to the guys and say, hey, she needs to go.
Yeah. In which case, Spencer would be the first one gone.
Or one of the girls, the one that doesn't click. That's what I'm saying. If two of the girls get along and the third one doesn't, then there's your first target.
Yeah. All right, J'Tia. Anything else about J'Tia? Oh, she's read all of Game of Thrones. I know that because I suggested she read it on Twitter, and she said she'd already read it.
Nice.
So then I recommended the Dark Tower series from Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she'll read it or not, but if she does, she'll like it, I think. You can buy that on Amazon through our link.
There you go.
All right, who's next, David?
Our first Braun participant.
Uh-oh. Who is it?
Miss Lindsay.
Miss Lindsay. She's one of yours.
Salon/part-time bartender. Salon hairstylist.
This is Matt the Beard's sister.
Backwards. She turns around backwards.
This is Matt's sister. Matt Bischoff's sister.
One thing I always look
Obviously
at when I'm trying to assess these players is what they do for a living.
Okay.
And how long they've been doing it. I just started going to school. I'm a freshman, so I'm really smart. No, I know freshmen. You're not really smart. I'm just saying that in general. I'm not saying about anybody on the show. But she is a hairstylist. She meets a lot of different people. She has to please a lot of people. She's also a part-time bartender. So she talks to a lot of different people in different states of their lives.
Right.
So she's got people skills. She's got to have people skills to keep these two jobs. I like that a lot. She is extremely athletic. She's always been athletic. She even got chosen to play basketball with Michael Jordan. Hello.
What?
His Royal Airness. Oh, yeah, it's on her Facebook page.
Wow.
When she was younger, she got picked to play with him. I think it was a game of horse. And
she played horse with Michael Jordan.
She played horse with Michael Jordan.
All you have to do if you're Michael Jordan is just do a dunk every single time. And
I also like her personality, though. I know. Yeah, just dunk. He'll dunk every time. She knows that her looks can be threatening because she can bulk up really fast. She can look lean and mean. So
Right.
If she's worried about that, she'll just drop a pizza. Just go from there. I like that. I like that type of personality. She's very competitive. And to me, in her interview, she already sounds very aware of what's going on. She's aware of the people that are around her, and she's aware of what she should and should not do right now. The question is, can she adapt as the game goes along? That's going to be the question. I think she's very approachable. She looks like a very friendly person. She seems to have a good attitude. Like I said, she's very athletic, so she's going to be a good person to align with for challenges and stuff.
right.
I think she could do really well. I also think she's on a good tribe.
You don't think she's going to really? You like the Braun tribe a lot?
That's why I own 4 of them, yes.
You don't think she's going to be too out there? Or do you think someone else on the tribe might be more out there than she is?
She is not my first pick to go if they lose a challenge, no. Okay. I think it's somebody else is. I think she's going to be one of those that can blend in, that can fit in. Yeah,
she would. I think if they were to lose the first challenge, the guys would want to keep her around for sure.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to be fun to watch. I think she's going to be good with people, just like you said. I'll tell you why she can't win, though. It's because Matt the Beard didn't win, so she can't win.
Uh-huh.
Of course, that's not true.
That's a very astute reason right there, I'll tell you.
Well, I really don't have, Shayna really likes Lindsay, and Kyosho doesn't see Lindsay lasting. So Shayna and Kyosho could have their little YouTube battle right here. So anyway, anything else about Lindsay? Did you say why you thought she'd win?
Yeah, like for 5 minutes, while you were going through your notes.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing with you. Go ahead.
Good.
Actually,
I was pretty sure I did.
Actually, I got one of those really important texts that you have to respond to, and so I was trying to be quiet so my camera wouldn't activate and show me on my phone. So I didn't hear half of what you said about Lindsay, which is horrible because I'll have to go back and listen.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
To one of your bronze.
One of my bronze. Woo, I bet.
Mr. Wu.
Mr. Woo. Somebody said it was weird me going, woohoo for woo.
It sounds like something you'd do.
And now that I just did it, I agree.
That's why it sounds like something you'd do.
Woo! My first round choice, because I was afraid you were going to pick them.
Okay, I tell you what. Before we go into Wu, we have to give in to the millions and millions that are listening, especially Cass, and give a shout out to her cousin Cindy, who is listening right now because Cass said she'd hit Amazon tomorrow if we did.
Hey, thanks,
so hey,
Cass.
Cindy, thank you for listening. So glad you are. We hope you listen again. We hope you don't get turned off by this particular podcast.
No, why would they? We're a fun
At least hang
podcast.
around until we talk about Cass.
Hey, the thing about our podcast, for those of you who are new to us, if you haven't noticed already, we're 40 minutes in, and it's a family-friendly podcast. It's completely safe to listen to this podcast with any of your children. Now, sometimes we tell jokes that we hope go over their heads, but it's still safe to listen to. So, hello, Cindy. There, I said it too. All right, now, what were you going to say about Woo? Oh, I was going to say something.
I was going to say,
Woo.
You need to talk about Woo.
Woo! It's my first round choice. All I saw on I was going to read my thing, and it says kick butt, but for a minute there I thought it said nice butt, and I was wondering why I had written that. Oh, hey, Tony. Tony's in the house. Tony is watching. So now we've got Tony and Cass watching. Tony, you and Cass are not allowed to get into it on our YouTube comments. I told Cass, now I'm telling you, but we're glad that you're here. All right, we haven't talked about you yet either, so here we go. We're talking about Woo right now. He's gonna kick button challenges. I mean, he's the Asian Aussie, right?
Okay.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, my question is the strategy side. You know, I really think he's going to make it for a while, but once a merge or shuffle happens, what's he going to do then? It's going to depend on his alignments, the first few days of alignments. I absolutely see him dominating challenges.
Well, look at him. He's like Mr. Pretty Face. Alexis and Morgan and Jeffra and maybe even Cass, since she likes Spencer and all, will just be like, woo.
Well, that's where he gets his name from.
Yeah, maybe so. So I think the Braun Tribe is going to win early, which is going to keep him safe for a while anyway, which is going to take him longer into the game, which is how he could, obviously win the game if he can get past those early rounds. So I think his tribe mates are going to like him. He seems like one of those guys that's always smiling and always having fun. So, I think he'll do well.
And that's why he won't win, because you don't take nice guys to the end.
Well, that is true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you had him or Tony to take to the end, you're going to take Tony. Not
And
because he's not a nice guy, but because young Woo's probably made friends with everybody, and Tony's probably, bit off someone's head at least once.
Maybe he's arrested 3 of them. You never know.
Yeah, he's hey, why is Sarah over there chained to a tree? She disobeyed the rules, and I chained her to a tree.
Now, this is not to say I'm not pulling for Woo. In fact, I haven't found somebody I want to pull against yet. I like him a lot and I hope he does well, but yeah. I think just the first impression I get is what you just said. He looks really nice, very easy to get along with and talk to, and that's not going to be somebody I want to take to the end.
That and it's unfortunate, but it is true. Nice people, you don't always want to take them to the end. You want to take somebody like a Spencer who, maybe gets on your nerves or talks down to everybody, Right. Can you imagine if Spencer makes the merge and, he goes over to the Beauty Tribe? I mean, he's automatically going to think the Beauty Tribe is a bunch of numbskulls. And he's going to – can you imagine how much condescending attitude is going to be shown?
See, this is where you have to adapt to the game. And he's a lifelong fan. He knows the game really well. But if he makes the merge, does he go into the merge meek, or does he go in there saying, hey, I've made the merge. I made it further than Kat. Come on.
Right.
I'm gonna make the jury or whatever.
I made it further than Kat, so my girlfriend ain't breaking up with me.
That's right.
Hey, so let me ask you this. Woo and Tony get in a fight. Who wins? The big muscle guy or the martial arts guy?
There'll be no winner, because if Tony catches Woo, he'll crush him, but Woo won't let Tony catch him. He'll be up a tree. So Tony will probably push the tree over, and then Woo will escape somewhere else.
Well, in all the martial arts movies, martial arts guys always beat the big brawny guys.
They usually outlast them for endurance.
Right.
It seems like they run out, yeah.
And then Cliff would just kind of put his arm out and put his hand on your head, and you'd be swinging in air the whole time. All right, who's next, David? Who's next?
Who do you think?
I can't see that.
The police officer from New Jersey.
Tony! My name is Tony from New Jersey. Boy, that was a horrible Jersey accent.
Yes, it was. And that was by Dwayne, just so you know.
Yeah. Hey, I've already been to Jersey this year, So I'm not in danger of getting pulled over by
Now,
Mr. Tony.
Tony was a late steal for me in the round because
Yeah.
I just have an immediate likeness to police officers. That's why I wanted him and Sarah, not just because I
Yes.
like their tribe, but me, which is what I wanted to do before I got on this awesome celebrity track of being a podcaster. Anyway,
Right.
this was my field. I wanted to go into this, so I just have an automatic respect for police officers. I know a few, and I really like the fact that they have to deal with so many different kinds of people and situations
Right.
that they are already trained for this. And we'll talk about
Sure.
this with Sarah too. But I love that he said, honor, honesty, integrity, and loyalty will not be used in this game by me.
Right.
He said, I'm not worried about those. I love his last line was, I'm here for the fortune, not for the fame. This is what I want to see. I want to see people play the game, not play the post game, not get into the game to live at a reality rally or whatever these other things they all like to do and show their faces. I want to see somebody that wants to play for 39 days, walk away with a check and say, thanks, I'm good.
Right.
I'm going to go take care of my family.
Right.
And that's the sense I got from him.
Yeah, he's certainly not here to get famous.
No.
I mean,
Now,
he
the only
doesn't want to be famous.
thing I did worry about was he said that when he goes to work, he leaves his emotions at home because when he goes to work, he can't really. It's a a right or wrong thing being a police
Right.
officer.
So
There are
he's- so
gray
he's-
areas.
He's probably very black and white.
Yes, there's no place to leave your emotions for 39 days on Survivor.
No.
You're gonna have your emotions with you the whole time. You're gonna have to trust people. You're gonna have to lie to people, which he's willing to lie to people, but you're gonna have to deal with people too that you don't want to deal with, and you can't just put them in the back of your car and take them to a cell.
Right.
You're gonna have to deal with them. You're gonna have to sleep
Right.
5 feet away from them, and you're gonna have to wake up the next morning with them.
Right.
So this is where Tony can shine if he can keep his temperament. I think with people that he just doesn't want to be around anymore.
See,
There's going to be people that he's not going to want to see the next day.
My impression of Tony is that he has a low tolerance of people,
Mhm.
a low tolerance of idiots, a low tolerance of people who think they're all that and they're not. He has a low tolerance of people who wear skinny jeans. All my jeans are skinny because forget it.
Which
'cause I'm
means he
beef.
now has a low tolerance of you. All right,
Yeah.
I got that.
I don't wear skinny jeans, but my point was that I'm a little bigger than I wish I
They're
was.
not skinny on purpose.
Yeah, they're not skinny on purpose. So I kind of have a feeling that he has a short fuse, right? And I could be wrong, but I kind of have a feeling that he gets on that tribe, and people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that's going to irritate him, and he's going to have a hard time controlling, like you said, his emotions and what he wants to say. He's going to say it. The guy's a Jersey cop. He's going to say whatever he wants to say, and he ain't going to care what you think about it.
Right.
Right? So that's kind of...
I think he's on a good tribe. I think he can make the merge, but he's the one that you were just saying, if Spencer shows up at the merge feast and starts talking about who he is and what he's done, Tony's going to look at him and then look at one of his alliance mates and say, are you serious? How long do we have to live with this guy before we vote him out? Can we just have tribal council right now and vote him out now? So I think Tony's going to be the first one to say that.
Okay. So based on his and Cass's little back and forth yesterday on Twitter, which I know you can't judge all this because whatever. I kind of have a feeling that Cass, we'll talk about Cass in a minute. Let's talk about him. Like I've already said, I kind of have a feeling he has a short fuse, and he doesn't tolerate people messing around. So, like, how some people like to walk around camp and kind of joke around and stuff? I think he's going to stop that. We're supposed to be building a fire. We're supposed to be doing this.
Right.
Stop goofing around. And,
he would not have tolerated the cool kids.
Yeah. Poor Bryce. If he and Bryce end up on the same tribe for some reason, Bryce just watch yourself.
So are we talking about the Twitter thing now? Because I have something to say about that.
If it's related to Tony, because I have some stuff to say about Cass, but not till Cass.
Okay, you want to wait till we get to Cass then?
Sure, we'll wait till we get to Cass.
Okay.
So why will he not win social skills? Although he could win because they could take him to the end and he ended up pulling it off.
Right.
And then again, what do we know? I mean,
Who are we?
all we've seen is a 2.5-minute video, a picture, and what CBS decided to tell us from their interview. That's all we have.
Exactly.
All right, so there you go. I do like Tony, and I'm looking forward to watching him play.
I am
really
too.
am. I really am.
So
All right, who's next?
We go from an East Coast police officer to a middle of the country police officer in Sarah.
Okay, there's something I want to say about this. I noticed that Sarah noticed Tony.
Yes.
Right?
What
Sarah
video was that?
noticed
Because
Tony.
I remember that too.
It was the CBS YouTube video. So Sarah notices Tony, but Tony, at least he didn't say it, he didn't notice Sarah. So I think Tony kind of has more of that, I'm a police officer, this is how I act. And Sarah doesn't get that vibe.
She's undercover.
Yeah.
I think Sarah's already undercover.
Yeah, Sarah doesn't have that same police person vibe about her that I think Tony does.
Right.
So, boy, she talks out of the side of her mouth. Do you see that?
They're also 10 years apart in age, so that could be
yeah,
an age thing. But one thing I forgot about Tony is that he is a fan. He's seen 7 or 8 seasons of the show Survivor, and I really like that about it. So that's where I'm hoping it clicks for Tony. He gets to a point after 3 or 4 days and say, you know what, I can't do that. Let me walk away from this. Let me change this. Get the alignments. Get with the people you got to get with, and just be strong and hold. Stay with your group. Use your group to mentor you and counsel. But I like Sarah. I like Sarah a lot. I think she's very. I do. She's very competitive. She's very athletic. She's on my favorite tribe. She's on a good tribe. She's easy on the eyes. I think she looks like she's easy to talk to, and she's trained in dealing with different types of people, different types of situations. And it's how her and Tony are going to react to these situations. They're both trained people with knowing how to deal with people.
Right.
So I think these two have an advantage in that side.
Right.
They're also both professionally trained not to go off on people. They've both been trained to be calm, to deal with situations, not not cause situations, but deal with situations. So if those two can use those traits, I think they could do well.
Right. Do you think that because they are both police officers that they will automatically kind of pair up?
Yes. I think that Sarah will make that move first because, like you said, she saw it maybe before he did. I wouldn't look at her and think she's a police officer. But then again, if you spend 6 hours with her on the beach, listen to her and see how she handles herself, you might actually pick up on it. He might pick up on it. I wouldn't pick up on it. But I could see those two. Yeah. I could see those two. If the Braun tribe splits by gender, I could see those two being the link that says which way are we going. That would be kind of neat if those two clicked. And Tony says, "Do you want to vote out one of the guys?" And she says, "Do you want to vote out one of the girls?" And that would be kind of neat if those two did hook up like that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that almost makes it unfair for poor Trish because I think Lindsay's also automatically going to be, liked by the guys. So Tony's going to be taking care of Sarah, and they're going to like Lindsay anyway. So if they lose, Trish is out, man.
Yeah.
So I like Sarah's belly button ring.
That's what she'll win? Okay.
A sucker for belly button rings. I told my wife that. She said, well, you can be a sucker for her, but I ain't getting one.
I'll get you a sucker.
Yeah. To me, she seems a little uncomfortable. She seemed uncomfortable on camera. She wants to lead, which I don't know how well that's going to go over in that tribe if she actually tries to lead. Oh, by the way, she was your 3rd round pick, so you definitely like her.
Yeah.
Why do I think she may not win? Because I don't think she'll be assertive enough. Because, like I said, she seems uncomfortable, and well, at least she did in front of the camera. So maybe that's just because she wasn't in her element. She's just kind of camera shy, which after about 30 minutes on the island, you forget they're even there, unless you're Dawn and you talk to them.
The neat thing I see.
Did you not even hear what I just said?
No, I heard Dawn and I apologize.
Unless you're Dawn and you're talking to them.
Okay.
Okay. And I said I think she'll. Well, I could be wrong here now because I said she might be a throwaway vote. I said when they lose the second time. If Braun loses twice, I think she's the second one gone. Unless Tony can keep her. But I don't think they're going to keep her over Lindsay. Although they might, because if she's a police officer, which she is, that means she's got some stamina and stuff. So
now, looking at this tribe, you mentioned being a leader. Who on this tribe would be the standout leader?
Wow, I'm going to say Tony.
That's what I would say. If he hooks up with Sarah, that would be your two leaders. So that's where I think she could help in that fact. He could be the one that because she talks about getting my first alliance, and then we each get an alliance. So I like the buffer she was building around her original alliance. I think that's a smart idea. Of course, she could be the first one gone on the first day. Who knows?
Yeah. Tony answered my question about who would win between him and Wu.
Yeah.
He said Wu would hit me at least 8 times before I even knew he hit me. Speed kills. See, that's what I was thinking.
That's the side of Tony we can't get out of the video.
I know, I cannot wait.
It's a humor.
I am so looking forward.
Before I knew he hit me.
I'm so looking forward to this season. I got to tell you, I'm just so looking forward to it. And you know what? I don't care that they probably came up with brains, brawn, and beauty after they got them all out there. I don't care that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Good, that's fine with me. Let's just have fun.
Right.
Of course, you know me. I'm going to give every season a shot.
Yeah. Or else we're out of jobs. So, yes.
Yeah. Let's keep
we don't get paid for it. So
yeah, this isn't our job, son.
Yeah.
Sir. Son. Since when are you my son? All right. Next. Who's next?
Speaking of which, we'll stay with the Braun tribe and talk about Trish.
Trish. She's on my tribe.
Your 9th pick.
My 9th pick. I picked her over Bryce. All right, let's go. She's my 9th round pick. Will she win? How could she win? Let's see. Tony has sand in his eye. Wu breaks his leg hitting a tree. Cliff
running away from Tony.
Yeah, Cliff is too tall and runs into a branch and gets knocked unconscious. Sarah got voted out. Lindsay, in other words, everyone else gets medevaced. Then Trish could win. And I'm not trying to be mean, but in all seriousness, I'm not. But I really don't think she has a chance to win. And I picked her because I think for my team because I think she'll be first one out of her tribe. I don't think she'll be the first one out of the game because I doubt Braun will lose the first challenge.
Right.
But anyway, okay. Here's how she could win. She will visualize it, and it will happen.
That's brilliant.
That's how she could win.
I've visualized it like 12 times. They still haven't called me to go out there.
Yeah, really. No, but seriously, she seems like she's going to be the odd one for more than just probably being older than the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's probably not older than a Cliff, but I just, just based on her video only, she seems kind of eccentric.
I think she won't win because Sarah, Wu, and Lindsay are all 29. If Tony and Sarah do make a connection, he's 39, and that's 4, and that leaves Cliff and Trish on the outside. If Cliff does well on a challenge, Trish will be the first one to go if they lose. If he doesn't, it could be Cliff that goes if he holds them back.
See, I just don't think they're going to get rid of a guy right off.
Right.
But,
I agree.
But, however, Trish... See, the one thing about these girls being on the Braun is they've probably got major endurance, and I guarantee you Trish has got major endurance.
Oh, she's a Pilates instructor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's probably in the best shape of anybody out there.
Yeah. So,
Except for Tony, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not kissing up.
No. We're also not going to hit him either.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Let's go back to the brains. Talk about the other former cheerleader. Tasha.
Who's that? Oh, Tasha.
Right.
Oh, she's on my team.
Yeah.
Tasha's on my team. She's in the Tasha, Jatia, Samson, and Garrett alliance. I think she was my 8th round pick. I think she's going to be fun to be around. I think people are going to enjoy her. Look at that smile. She just looks like she's fun to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I write this? How will she win? Her teeth will get her through. I have no idea why I wrote that. I really don't. But anyway, no, she has a great attitude, and I think she'll be fun to watch, and I think the people will genuinely like her on her tribe. But that's not going to keep her from getting voted out.
No.
So.
She's very athletic, obviously. I think one thing in her favor is that she's actually older than she looks. So which means she could be more mature and more experienced in dealing with people and situations.
Right.
So her and Jatia and Cass, if they do get together and then find a guy that would come with them, that could help. However, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I think, to be honest, she seems really nice, and she is a fan I always want to pull for a fan, but I have a hard time picturing her past the merge.
I don't know. Well, see,
Partly
it
because of the tribe she's on.
See, okay, I really think the Beauty Tribe has more of a shot of, getting kicked off early, like losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think Tasha has a chance of making it further in the game because she's going to develop relationships, and that's going to take her further in. And then some of the other weaker ones will get out before she does.
See, that's going to help Trish too. If Braun can win, challenge after challenge, then Trish is going to have more time to bond with people and get to know people and get them to trust her.
Right.
Get her to stay in the game maybe over Cliff.
Right.
So those first 2 challenges are going to be super important. Super important.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Shayna says about Sarah, one of your favorites, I don't think she will lead in the confessional count.
Well,
I tend to agree with that.
I'm not going to argue with that because
Yeah.
I don't keep track of that.
I don't keep track of it either, but
no,
we'll hear.
probably because you talk about her talking out the side of her mouth. But then again,
No,
Morgan,
it's because of how she talks. But anyway,
Morgan barely opens her mouth at all when she talks. All right, let's move on.
I didn't notice.
The team that's going to dominate, Team David.
Team David.
Team
David.
David.
You see that? You hear that Freudian slip?
And we'll talk about Garrett, the poker player.
Garrett.
Now,
Garrett is on my team.
No, he's on my team. Nice try.
Yeah.
He's my second pick. I like the idea of poker players playing Survivor.
Yeah.
However, he's made his fortune as an online poker player, which, to my knowledge, you don't see the other players as much when you play online. You're just dealing with players. You're not doing. He does play live events, but he's made his fortune playing online poker. However, like Spencer, it's still strategy. It's still thinking a play ahead of somebody else.
Right.
He looks like a cookie cutter form of what Survivor wants in their games. He's built. He's got a smile. And I think
looks a lot like me.
When you're asleep, yes, in those dreams, yes. But anyway. But I don't know. I really wonder how he's going to do on the Brains tribe, because I still think that's the tribe that may not do as well in challenges. But once he gets off of that, it's going to depend on if he can get into an alliance with somebody else, or if he does bring in a number of Brain tribe members, if they can hold their alliance.
Yeah. I think he's probably the least brainy of the Brain tribe. Like, they probably wanted to put him on the Brawn tribe, but then we're like, well, he's the smartest of the Brawn tribe, so we'll put him on the Brains tribe.
Right.
Because he plays poker.
Like I said, when was it Jean Robert that played? He was a poker player that played. He's a pretty successful live poker player, but he just didn't seem to get along with people. And that, to me, that's a social thing. So if Garrett can play the social game as well as the strategic game, I think he could do well. It's just a matter of what you do after the merge. If you come in on the smallest tribe and there's a shuffle or a merge, that's when you really got to start playing.
All right, David, let me tell you what's going to happen with Garrett.
Tell me.
First night out there, he's going to hit on J'Tia. And J'Tia is going to put him in his place quicker than anything. Then he's going to move on over to Tasha. He's just going to roll over and start talking to Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
And Tasha's going to give him the smile and everything, and she'll, lead him on for just a little bit, and then she'll go, Garrett, get out of here. And then he's going to go to Cass. He's going to hit on Cass. And Cass is just going to laugh in his face. Mm-hmm. And then Garrett is just going to be a lonely guy out there. That's what's going to happen to Garrett. He is a girl chaser. That's what he thinks about. He's going to be preoccupied with all the fun stuff he could be doing that he's not getting to do. So there you go.
We shall see.
Besides, David, J'Tia, and Tasha will turn on him and get rid of him.
I like Garrett's chances if he was traded to another tribe.
If he was traded to another tribe. Like I'm saying, I don't think he's in his element when that Brains tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think Cass, would just laugh.
Yeah, but Cass and Tasha and J'Tia are going to look at those three guys and say, do we want the chess player who doesn't stop talking? Do we want the short guy who's trying to lead us? Or do we want the bronze statue over there stick around for another 3 days? Let's keep the bronze sculpted statue. Let's get rid of one or two of these.
Oh, you think the girls want eye candy?
Sure, why not?
You think
you got to suffer out there in the heat,
about eye
candy?
candy?
Also have something to look at it.
I don't think Cass cares about eye candy. She's too wise and mature to care about eye candy.
Speaking of eye candy.
Yes, who's our next person?
That would be
Oh!
Jeffra.
Jeffra! I'm so glad it's time for Jeffra. Why is Jeffra my favorite, David?
Because she's got a country accent.
No, she followed me on Twitter first.
That's true.
She was the first survivor to follow Survivor Talk with the D&D on Twitter at Survivor_Talk. But I do like her accent. Before once I watched her video, I liked her immediately. I love her accent. She reminds me of Chelsea, and you know I like Chelsea.
Yes.
Anyway, I like Chelsea. And, I like one of her key phrases was day by day. She's going to take it day by day. She doesn't have some 40-day plan that doesn't work on Survivor. She's going to evaluate every day. The problem is she's on the beauty tribe, which the more I'm talking about all these tribes, the less I'm liking the chances. They need to merge quickly.
Well, her problem is going to be that she's not going to be in the LJ, Bryce, Alexis, and Jeremiah alliance.
No. That ain't going to happen. You are so wrong.
This is the tribe we're split on. This is what's so great about our draft, that it went so even almost. You know, I've got 4 of one, you've got 2. We split on brains and brawn, but on beauty, we split right down the middle.
Yeah. Well, people are going to like her. They're not going to want to vote her off. So, and she's going to be a lot less sassy than Morgan.
True.
You know?
That is true. I think she'll be easier to get along with, yes.
Right. And she's easy on the eyes.
No problem there.
If you have, guy eyes.
Right.
Well, if you have my guy eyes. My guy eyes. All right, who's next?
Cliff.
Cliff.
Yes.
Cass is thinking, y'all don't even have me in that bucket, do you? So Cass is thinking. She's been here since the beginning.
We got 2 left after Cliff.
Yep. Cliff. He was your 5th round pick, which I was very surprised about.
Yep.
He's on the Braun tribe.
More of an NBA type pick, but Cliff cannot win. I know I'm supposed to make a case.
It was your 5th round pick. Why?
Because he's going to get me points. That was just for the fantasy challenge. That was not to win the game. That was just for points.
Oh, okay.
But anybody named Uncle Cliffy cannot be taken to the end to win. I think he's going to be liked. I think he's going to be a nice guy. But I actually agree with Scoopin' in that I think he's going to have trouble with his endurance and keeping up because of the lack of food, lack of water. I think it's going to drain him really fast.
Yeah, that's a lot of a lot of body to keep up. He and Tony are going to struggle the most with all that, with that dehydration stuff.
But I guess he could win if he makes it to the end.
I think he's too tall to win.
That is such a horrible excuse.
No one over 6'9" has ever won Survivor. Why do you think that's going to change?
I'd be really interested to see him in if he makes it to the individual immunities, those proximity weight things and the holding on for endurance things. Would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Try to get those 16, 17-foot shoes on top of a balance beam.
Yeah.
And try to see how long he'll last. Definitely not in his favor.
Yeah. By the way, Tony said something else. However, once I brush off those 8 hits, I'm splitting his wig. He wrote joking. Yeah, I don't really have Cliff going too far, or I don't have him winning that. That's for sure. I bet he's one of the nicest guys. And wouldn't you just love to sit around the campfire and talk to him about some of those games that he played and people that he knew?
That's my question: is will anybody know him? He's obviously going to be standing out like a tree because he's so tall. But is anybody going to know who he is? I mean, I would know who he is because I'm an NBA and college fan.
Yeah, he's going to lie and say he's a horse racer, a horse jockey.
He's an apple picker. He just walks up to trees and picks fruit off of them.
He's a horse jockey. They're only 5 foot tall.
Then LJ's going to say, "You're a what?" Not on my horses, you're not.
Yeah. LJ goes, the horse just told me run.
I'm leaving.
That's right. All right. Who's next, Sir David?
We got 2 brains left, and the first one is president of the Florida Marlins.
By the way, I want to say something about Cass. Cass said she was joking about Amazon. I don't appreciate that.
Was she joking about the cousin as well?
I don't know. She was just using Amazon to get us to say something to her cousin. Which, you know what? We would have said something to her. We would have said something to her cousin anyway.
She's sly.
But you know what? She will. She's a lawyer, so she never lies. So she will go on Amazon tomorrow and buy something using our link.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, David Sampson. He was my second-round pick. I like this guy. He's intelligent. He's a fan. He and Garrett will team up. Yeah, I already said that. I already told you that. But I think he's a natural leader, and looking at the tribe, the natural leaders are going to be between David, J'Tia, and Cass, obviously. And I just think he'll do well. I don't think he'll rub people the wrong way. I mean, I don't know. I've heard some stuff that maybe he has rubbed people the wrong way in the business world, so maybe he will. But he's a true fan who loves the game, and he is obviously a natural leader. So I think he has a pretty good shot of doing well.
Compared to Spencer, I like his age because I like his maturity. Of course, he's my age. He's 46. But I think that's going to go a long way with him and how he deals with people in situations. If this tribe loses, there's somebody's going to have to calm the waters. Somebody's going to have to make moves. And I think he'll be able to approach people in a better way than Spencer.
Right.
I just don't know how far he'd go because I don't see the Brains tribe doing well is what I keep thinking. So I don't know how well he'd do after the merge. I think he would be. I don't think they'd want to trust him because he's just too smart and too sly.
Yeah.
So I think he could be taken out after the merge.
All right. Not a lot else to say about Sir David. Let's get to Cass.
I do like him though. Hey, we got one left.
Yeah. Let's talk about Cass. She's 41, or she was when they aired. I don't know how old she is now. We'll assume she's 41, maybe 42. So she's just a little younger than us.
So in thinking about Cass, it brought me back to one of the reasons I like certain players in Survivor. And it's because they don't fit the cookie-cutter mold that we keep seeing season after season after season. And it dawned on me, as people talked and joked about Rupert coming back and playing again, I'm like, why in the world was he so popular the first time he played? Because it's been so long ago. I mean, I remember Pearl Island, but it's like, why was he so popular? And to me, he was so popular because he didn't fit the mold. He didn't look like a model. He wasn't a former celebrity. He was just this crazy guy that ran into the game like a bull and played it on passion. He played it on spur of the moment, and he just played it with his heart. And that's why people liked him.
Right.
And
you think Cass is like Rupert?
I'm not like Rupert, but
okay.
I think she fits the description of not the cookie cutter casting person they look for. She's a fan. She's a super fan. She likes Survivor, and she wants to play it because she's been dying to play it. And she's going to play the game. She's not coming in to be popular. She's not coming in to have a life after Survivor. She's already got a life.
Oh,
she wants to play the game.
Right.
Which, to me, she reminds me, and she could have a similar season to the guy that won 2 seasons ago, which is why the name came to my mind of Lady Cochran. And I don't know if that's from watching too much Downton Abbey.
That's your new name for Cass?
But I think Cass is going to be similar to Cochran in the sense that she's going to pick her spots. Because to me, that's how Cochran got through. He didn't dominate early. He didn't say a lot early, but he made his alliances. He made his arrangements. He made his moves quietly. And then when the time came, when they got to the individual challenges, he started winning challenges. Not necessarily did it on purpose, but that's when he started stepping up. But by the time he stepped up and made those moves, it was too late for anybody else to do anything about it because he already had his alliance. He was already in the driver's seat. I think Cass could be one of those people with her savviness, the way she talks about sitting back and letting other people think that they're stronger, bigger, and faster. She could surprise people and play that quiet game. If she can make it through the Brains tribe in the early challenges, if she makes it to the merge, she could be that swing vote. She could be the person that sits back and controls things, and she could do well.
Lady Cochran is what you are calling Cass.
Just tonight. I probably won't call it that anymore.
Okay, here's the problem with that.
Okay.
Cass is much more socially adequate, or not adequate. I can't talk. She's much more socially able to deal with. What is the word I'm looking for?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, just tell me.
Because you're against me right now.
This is embarrassing. Just tell me.
Adaptable? What do you
Yeah. Well, no, she's better in a social
Adapt-
setting. She's
I
better in a
agree, but
social
if you
setting.
watch her video, she's not going to let on that she's good at most of anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
Okay.
Cochran walked around thinking he was horrible and thinking he looked horrible and all this kind of stuff. Cass is a woman with a ton of confidence. She has a lot of confidence. She's a snarky lady who loves to poke at people. I mean, this is what I got from
Post game.
from her
This is
Twitter
post
stuff.
game.
Yeah, I
We're
know
talking
it's
about
post game.
in game, but we're talking in game.
I know, but okay, so I know she said on Twitter to me that I shouldn't base an argument based on what I see on Twitter. And she's probably right, and I'm probably wrong. But she strikes me, I mean, just look at her smile. She strikes me as the kind of person who likes to have fun with people, doesn't take a lot of stuff too seriously, and doesn't mind joking around, right? And like, if she knows that turning a log a certain way is going to get on your nerves a little bit, she might do that just for the fun of it and just kind of joke around.
But I don't think she would do that until she was confident in her place in the game. I think she could if she laid low and played like Cochran did in a sense, where he controlled more by not doing as much. I see her playing in that way. Just by the way she talks about not standing out, not being the one that leads, not being the one that does everything, not letting them say, you know what, I'm just a farmer. I'm not an attorney. I don't know why they put me on the brain stripe. I'm just a farmer.
Is that what she's going to tell everybody? She's a farmer?
That's what she said in her video. She goes, I'm not telling them I'm an attorney. I'm just from the ranch.
I'm from the ranch.
Just from the ranch.
She reminds me of my middle son, Joshua. She's an instigator. That's what I think.
Oh, I definitely think she could be, but I also think you're looking at her post game because here's what
I know.
Here's what I think about the Twitter thing between her and Mr. Tony.
Mr. Tony. All right, go ahead.
I would not be surprised
if it was all fake.
If it was fake. All fake.
Tony seemed pretty ticked.
He did, but within 48 hours of getting a Twitter account, he's suddenly in an argument on Twitter with another Survivor cast member.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no detective. I got my degree, but I'm no detective. But it seems awfully fishy to me. Just saying.
Yeah. CBS put him up to it.
I think Cass put him up to it.
Yeah, they're probably best buds.
Yeah.
They're probably out having dinner tonight together on their separate computers.
That's right.
Both on watching us, having a great time laughing. Anyway, I think Cass is going to be one of those people that people like having around. I think she's going to be fun. And I don't think she's going to be your Dawn Meehan by any stretch of. I mean, she's not going to be all.
Than she is
not going to be all motherly.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
she'll look like that. See, that's another thing. She'll look like a mom going to her AYSO meeting. Do you know what that is?
A what?
American Youth Soccer Organization.
Oh.
Yeah, she was talking about taking her kids to a soccer meeting. Yeah.
Is soccer really a sport?
Moving on. Pay no attention to the giant red blanket behind me.
Soccer's not really a sport, man.
We just lost 600 of those 800 people that heard the first one.
All right, fine. All right, you like soccer, by the way. All right, is that our last person?
That was our last person.
Oh, awesome. All right, we are going to reveal to you our predictions. We have 10 predictions that we will be making in our next episode, which is Thursday, February the 13th. But we want you to go ahead and leave us feedback and tell us your predictions along with whatever else you want to say. And remember, when you leave us feedback, we will talk about it. So if you don't want your feedback talked about, don't leave it on this show.
Yeah, and if to go along with everything else we're doing, if you remember last season when we ended, I tallied up the preseason predictions from Scoop and Sherry, Matt, and us, and Matt ended up winning. So if you would like to be in that tally at the end of the season, include your 10 answers to these 10 questions in your feedback next week.
Yep.
And I'll keep it, and I'll tally it all up at the end of the season, and we'll see who wins this little preseason prediction. As if we don't have enough to do. So we got the pool, the office pool. We got the challenge, fantasy challenge between the two of us, and now we've got this preseason tally to keep up with to go to the end.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to tell you the 10 questions or predictions that we're going to be making next week, and then we're going to have the SCA 9000 answer the questions, which ought to just be a hoot because it's going to be like hilariously wrong.
Yeah, that's going to be right after I read them. So.
All right, so here are the 10 questions / predictions David and I and you will be making for next week's show.
Number one, which tribe, brains, brawn, or beauty, will win the most tribal challenges, both reward and immunity? You just need to pick one tribe.
Okay, wait. Is this before any merge?
Yes, this is so long as they're still brawn, brains, and beauty. Before merge, before shuffle. So they could last 3 or 4 weeks, and then that'll be done.
All right.
All right, number 2, which castaway will leave the game in episode 1? Just one name. Number 3, which castaways will be the first players voted out of their tribe before a shuffle or merge? Now, you need 3 answers for this, one person from each tribe. Now, if you think that one tribe is going to pull a Tandang and all the members will make it to the merge or shuffle, then the answer for that tribe is none. You can put none. You can put a Dwayne for brains, David for beauty, and none for brawn if you think brawn's going to go all the way to the merge and shuffle without losing a member. Yeah, that took me a minute to figure out where I was going to put you.
Hello.
Okay, so that was number 3. All these questions are going to be on our Facebook page and our website.
By the way, Tony just wrote, wrong, not buds at all. So
Okay.
I was right. You were wrong.
Number 4, which castaway is most likely to quit this season? We hope none, but if you want to throw out a name, you need to throw out a name for number 4. Number 5, which castaway is most likely to be the villain of season 28?
Spencer. By the way, you don't have to write these down. They will be on our website.
Yes.
On this post.
That's why I'm going through them quick. Number 6, which castaway is most likely to leave season 28 for medical reasons? Just pick a medevac candidate.
Does big popping count? Forget it. Go on.
It probably would. Number 7, which castaway will win the most individual immunity challenges? Number 8,
whoa, wait. Challenges or individual immunity challenge? It can't be reward?
Okay, let me read the question again because I was very clear when
I
wrote
know,
the
that's
question.
why I'm asking.
Which castaway will win the most individual immunity challenges?
Okay, so not reward, just immunity.
Not rewards, just immunity, because some rewards are team challenges.
I know,
So
but
this
still.
is individual immunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
say that 5 times fast.
Number 8, how many hidden immunity idols will be played in season 28?
Or will there even be any?
There you go. 0 is an answer. Number 9, which 2 castaways will make the final tribal council? There's
Final
a final
2?
There's a final 2 this
Where
year.
did you hear that?
From a reliable source.
From a reliable source?
Yeah, I think actually Probst said it too. Final 2.
Okay.
Which 2 will be in the final 2? And number 10, which castaway will win? Who is your pick
To win it all.
to win season 28? Yep.
All right. Well, let's have some fun. Let's put Tony and Cass in a... No, let's not. Let's have some fun, and let's see how the SCA 9... Who the SCA 9000 picks for all these things. And then we will be done with the podcast tonight.
Yes. Number 1, which tribe will win the most tribal challenges? This was very close.
Wait.
I was really
The
surprised.
SCA 9000's already done it?
Yeah.
It's not doing it live?
No, it would take too long.
Oh, bummer.
Already done it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
The SCA 9000 says the Brawn tribe will win the most challenges. The
Okay.
tribes that come in second will be the Brains, and the tribe that will lose the most will be Beauty.
All right.
All right.
Quickly, David.
Which castaway will leave the game in episode 1? It picked Tasha from the Brains tribe.
Tasha, idiot SCA 9000.
All right, I'm going to skip the 3 that will leave from each tribe because that's part of the boot order that I'll read at the end. So number 4, which castaway is most likely to quit season 28? It chose the Pilates instructor, Trish, from the Brawn tribe.
Really?
It did.
SCA
This
9000
is
has...
exactly.
Yeah.
Some of these are good, some of these are horrible.
All right, go ahead. Come on.
Which castaway is most likely to be the villain of season 28?
Uh-huh.
You were close. Not Spencer, but David.
David. Yeah.
It picked David from the Brains. It really likes picking the Brains. Which castaway is most likely to leave season 28 for medical reasons because she didn't use Amazon like she promised?
Oh, Cass.
It chose Cass to leave for medical reasons. Sorry, Cass, it wasn't me.
You know why? Tony stared a hole into her.
After the merge, that's right.
And, go ahead.
All right, which castaway will win the most individual immunity challenges?
Oh, that's easy. Morgan.
Actually, this one made sense. It chose Wu.
Woo!
It actually did. How many hidden immunity idols will be played in season 28?
It picked 12.
What I did was I took a dice of up to 14 sides because there's supposed to be 13 or 14
Just
episodes, and I rolled the dice twice, and it picked 9 both times. All right, but before I read the
14, it could have picked 14. Cut it. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I'm not going to read the final 2 in the winner because I'm just going to read you the boot list now.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, now you and I don't have to do a boot list.
Oh no, we're not doing a boot list. We're just going to do the 10 questions.
But the SCA 9000 did a boot list.
It went from 18 to 1.
Oh, this should be fun. All right, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, the SCA 9000 did such a great job on Blood versus Water that we're going to give it a chance on the Kagayan, or however you pronounce it, and it is now going to predict the boot order. So here we go.
18 to 1. Number 18, like I said, is Tasha from the Brains.
Poor Tasha.
Number 17 is the first person that chose to leave the Braun tribe, Uncle Cliff.
Really? Okay.
Number 16, the show might end after this, but was the first person that chose to leave the Beauty tribe,
LJ.
Jeffra.
Oh, okay. Jeffra.
Exactly.
And that's our show for the night.
Number 15 is also from the Beauty tribe, Alexis.
Wow, we're getting rid of the pretty ones first.
Number 14 from the Beauty tribe, Bryce.
Okay.
Number 13 is from Brains, Jatia.
Jatia.
Number 12 to leave is from the Brawn, our friend Tony.
Yeah.
Number 11 is from Beauty.
That ain't happening that early.
Number 11 is from Beauty, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Number 10 is from Braun. She must quit at number 10, Trish.
Yeah.
Number 9, it predicts, will be our medical evac, Cass from the Brains. Number 8 is David from the Brains. Number 7 is, in 7th place, is Sarah from Braun. 6th place is Spencer from Brains. 5th place is Garrett from Brains. 4th place is Wu from Braun.
Woo!
3rd place is Morgan from Beauty. And the final 2 came down to LJ and Lindsay.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really surprised that LJ made it all the way to the end when you and I both were picking him early on in the fantasy draft. And the winner, the winner will be, of season 28, is Lindsay.
Wow.
And then I posed it one more question, just for the sake. SCA 9000, who will win the D&D Survivor Fantasy Challenge, Dwayne or David? And then it broke. No, it didn't. It picked Dwayne.
It picked me. That's
so
right.
I'm glad that it's so wrong on everything else that it says.
All right, so you can find these questions for you to predict on this post that went with this podcast, and the point system for our Survivor Fantasy Challenge that you can play with your friends. It is already posted. There's a link to it on the on our Survivor Draft episode, on a Survivor Draft one. And I'll
put this boot list on the Facebook page as well.
Okay. I'll keep both of these postings up as a featured post, so it'll scroll through on our website. All right, remember our feedback show is Thursday, February 13th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Feedback is due by 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The easiest way to leave us feedback is to go to the website and select the green bar on the right side of your screen and record a voicemail. You get to listen to it before you send it. You can re-record it, whatever you want to do. That's the easiest way. Or just go to survivortalkwithdnd.com/feedback, and our phone number and email are there. All right? So if you want more Survivor Talk with D&D, we're on Twitter at Survivor_Talk. We are trying to reach 700 followers before the season begins. We're at 672, I think. So Facebook group, a blast. You've got to join the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/Survivor Talk. We have several survivors who are members of our Facebook group. Cochran, Andrea, let's see, Matt DeBeard, Billy Garcia, Scoopin. There may be some more even, and I'm just going blank. So Cass and Tony, y'all are more than welcome to join. And anybody else wants to join, come on over. We would love to have you. And please shop Amazon using our link. It really helps. And that's about all I got. Wait, we do want you to subscribe on iTunes and give us a 5-star rating and say something really nice about us. It's been about 2 months since anybody said anything nice about us. So, any final words, David, before we go?
If you're at a mental block for writing some feedback, you need something to get you kick-started, take those 10 questions, fill them out. It'll take you about 5 minutes to fill them out, and then you will certainly have some thoughts after that, and you can throw it down in your feedback, and we'll read it for you next week.
Right. Oh, yeah, and we do want you to keep your feedback between 3 and 5. Well, under 3 minutes if possible. Under 5 minutes is acceptable. All right? So try to keep it. And that includes any written feedback. If it's a 4-page document, odds are it's a little longer than 3 minutes. All right, music for tonight's show is Giving You All Control by Jeremy Camp. We want to thank you for listening. We love the fact that you've chosen to listen to Survivor Talk with D&D. And that's all I got. How about you, Dave?
I'm good.
All right. See you, everybody.
See ya.